Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tea Time Tuesday. We are so excited here at the Renewal Center today because today is a very special day. We have a special guest here, and we're so excited. You guys, we're always excited to have people come on and just be a part of Tea Time Tuesday with us. We want to say welcome to Tea Time Tuesday to everyone. We want everyone to go ahead and like and share this broadcast today. We're streaming live on location here at the Renewal Center in the historic district of Concord, and we're so excited that you're joining us. Go ahead and tell your friends that we are also streaming live over there at YouTube. Good afternoon. Our director of digital and renewal, Hope T. Melton, is on this morning. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to everyone. We definitely want everyone to like and share this broadcast. Go ahead, get your journal, grab your tea, invite a friend. We are in for a great treat today. We always come to Tea Time Tuesday on Tuesdays at noon because we're here to talk about pause. We're here to talk about reset, and we're talking about building resilience. And that's where we are on Tuesday. And we want to say hello to the person that is joining us here at the Renewal Center on site. We have a visitor who's engaging with Tea Time Tuesday with us today. Welcome. We're so glad that you are here joining us today. We are looking forward to just a wonderful time with everybody. Good morning, Karen. It's good to see you. Good morning, Monique. It's good to see everyone joining us in this morning. And what better day than today to talk about National Poetry Month, World Poetry Month. And so we're going to get started. I want to share something with everybody that we are continually celebrating Women's History Month here at the Renewal Center. That's right. Women's National History Month. Let me repeat this. National Women's History Month, where we are celebrating and honoring. And, we're just honoring the contributions that women have made to our community, to society, and the world. And we're so excited because our special treat and our special visitor today, we are honoring National History Women's Month because we're bringing her on. And we're going to introduce her shortly. And then we're also going to share that yesterday was World Poetry Day. And we're going to continue here at the Renewal Center celebrating World Poetry Day. World Poetry Day, we celebrate and we recognize poetic expression and inspire poetry all over the world. Poetry, as we know it, is a vast and really complex art form, and we're excited to celebrate this wonderful day, World Poetry Day. And so we're going to move on with our tea of the week. What are you guys drinking out there today? We want to get our viewers up. Go and invite your friend, tag your friend, share this on your social media pages today because we want everyone to know who our guest is, and we're excited. What are you guys drinking today? Go ahead and put that in the chat while I share about what our tea of the week is. Today's tea of the week is sweet Clementine tea. That's right. Sweet Clementine tea. So if you're someone who likes mandarin, oranges, and those type of things, you would definitely like Clementine tea. And Clementine is one of those citrus fruits just like the orange. It's sweet. It has an earthy aroma. And how you make it is you get some fresh clementine or you get sliced clementine or clementine juice. You're going to steep that with some hot tea of your choice. It could be black tea, green tea, whatever your choice is. Add your sweetener of choice and you steep it together. And you're bringing forth a really nice, great tea to consume. I'm really excited because I like citrus teas. It's very sweet. It's a cross between that mandarin taste and it's a really enjoyable tea that I think a lot of people would take to like. And so we're really excited about our tea of the week. And I hope that you have some great tea with you today. Yes, good afternoon. Our executive director is out there. I am Renewal. That's excellent. Good to see you behind the scenes today, Patrick. And so I want to go ahead and just share that we have a wonderful guest with us today. And in honor of National Women's Month, Women's History Month, and World Poetry Day, we're going to be bringing her on shortly. But before we bring her on, let's locate ourselves like we always do here at the Renewal Center. Let's take a moment to pause. to reset and to gather ourselves. So we're going to take a few deep breaths and just open ourselves up and get ready for a wonderful day, for journaling, for renewal practices. This is just going to be a great time. Good afternoon, Keisha. It's good to see you. I'm glad that you're joining. Let's take a moment and take some deep breaths. Time to locate ourselves. Let's take a moment and just enjoy hearing what surround us as we calm ourselves, because we have so much going on throughout the day. We want to reset. Let's take a moment. Thank you. Thank you for joining me for that moment and that time of locating ourselves. So let's see who's drinking what out there. We see Keisha. She's out there. She has pomegranate tea. Oh, Karen has pomegranate tea. Okay, let's see. What else is going on here? Okay, good afternoon, Nicole. It's good to see you. Yeah, you guys go ahead and share what tea you have. And while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest. I'm so excited. She is not a stranger to the Renewal Center. She's actually part of our Reforming Culture on Wednesday evening. So we're really excited to have her on today on our Tea Time Tuesday. Her name is Tanya M Chandler. I'm going to show her picture here. Tanya M Chandler. We're really so excited she is joining us. And Tanya is an author. She's a writer. She's a poet. I'm going to read her bio so that you guys can know who she is and how extraordinary her literary work is. So we're really excited about Tanya. I'm going to go ahead and read her bio shortly. Good afternoon, Dr. Brown. My dad, he's drinking lemon ginseng. Thank you. I see you all ready for the day. Okay, we're going to go ahead and begin reading about Tanya. Tanya is not a novice when it comes to entrepreneurial pursuits. And since 1996, she has forged her path in the arena of small business development and creation. Her years of experience and diligent exploration has evolved into the emergence of Tonya Chandler Unlimited LLC. TCU, that's what it's called, is the Lifestyle Enhancement Business Group, Personal Development and Business Development. Poetically, words hearken to Tanya's command. She's a published author of Jericho Rose. So if you look at the screen, you'll see the cover of her book, Jericho Rose, An Expression of Life and Love, and the copy editor of other published works. Grace to Create. Tanya is the CEO, publisher of Life Notes Publishing. Currently, Tanya coaches an elite collection of first-time authors. This is awesome, who are courageous enough to share their stories of wisdom and redemption with poetic precision that preaches a sermon down the path of beckoning publishing authors. Tanya is also an inspirational blogger. Her Life Notes blog communicate the black and white of truth and wisdom in a colorful world, and we're going to find that out shortly. Professionally, Tanya is an alumni of South Carolina State University with a bachelor's degree in psychology. She has earned a master's degree in professional counseling from Grand Canyon University and is currently studying for her licensure. As a life coach, Tanya has coached people to their places of purpose and alignment. This is really awesome. A servant leader, Tanya has served in leadership with Pastor Patrick Brown and Prophetess Mary Pinckney for 22 years of life-changing world outreach ministry. I'm really excited about this. I'm going to continue reading her bio. Tanya is not only awestruck, but humbled that God has his sovereignty, has created her to do such things. Her life is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in her eyes. So we want to go ahead and welcome our guest of the day. That is Tanya S Chandler. We're going to bring her into the stream. Good afternoon, Tanya. I can't hear you. I think you might be muted there.
It is so good to be here. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited too. I'm telling you, your bio is phenomenal. You have just you're just doing some great things, and I'm so excited that you are joining us today. Tanya joins us on Tea Time all the time, and so it's really great to have you being a guest with us today. What kind of tea are you drinking?
I am drinking lemon ginger tea.
Lemon ginger tea.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to
Lemon.
go to the chat and we're going to see what's going on out there. We have some comments coming in. This is awesome. Let me go back up here. Everybody's just saying hello, and everyone is just excited about being here today. Good afternoon, Pam. I'm glad you're joining us today. Yes, this is awesome. Everybody's sharing what type of tea that they have. Got a lot of lemon tea today, lemon with water. This is amazing. Yes, we want to welcome Tonya Chandler. This is just awesome. We're excited that you're here. Yes,
Thank you.
everybody's giving their congratulatories. Okay, so Tanya, we're just so glad that you're here. And we want to actually invite you. Tanya is going to share with us some things that she has written from her book, Jericho Rose. And we want you to share with us just a little bit before we get started with you reading your excerpts, why you decided to write Jericho Rose. And then also, we want to let people that just join in to the broadcast let you know that we are commemorating Women's National History Month and World Poetry Day. And that's why we have Tanya on here, because she is an expression of both of those things. So, Tanya, tell us about why you decide to write this book and give us a little history behind your poetry.
Yes, yeah, I would. Well, actually, I will start with this. I have always loved words. I've always had a love affair, I would say, with words, and um, and so as far as when I was young, when I was like in the second grade, when we started learning how to learn to spell words, I got so excited. So I've always had a love affair for words, and with the poetry, I had poems written everywhere on pieces of paper, on the back of receipts and everything. So I decided, you know what, I need to collect these into one place. And then I began, you know what, I could write a book. So this is back years back. I said, you know what, I can put this together and write a book. And so that's what I decided to do, and that's I came up with the name Jericho Rose. But actually, the way that I came up with the name of Jericho Rose, one at one time I was praying, and I heard the Lord said He called me His Jericho Rose, and I was like, okay, I thought it was like just like a nice sweet word that the Lord was calling me, but the Holy Spirit prompted me to go and research what the name meant, so I did, and it is a very unique plant. It's actually grown in the Middle East, and it resembles what we know as a tumbleweed, but it's not a tumbleweed. With the
That's
Jericho rose, what it does is that you can find it like on the in the desert, and it tumbles and the wind blows it, and but when it comes and it's dried up and it's brown, very fragile looking, but whenever it comes to a body of water, it inserts itself into the body of water, and it begins to flourish to a beautiful green color.
love this. I love this. I'm listening to what you were saying, especially that last part, and that is so significant and how appropriate for Tea Time Tuesday, because we talk about pause, we talk about reset, flourishing, becoming vibrant and resilient, and that tumbleweed, the Jericho rose, resembles resilience in and of itself. I think
Yes.
this is amazing how appropriate that we have that analogy that the Holy Spirit gave that to you to share with us. What I have never heard of Jericho Rose like that before. How many of you guys, is any of you all out there in you tea timers, have you heard of Jericho Rose before? This is amazing, and I'm excited to hear about this. Now, Tanya shared with when we had National Readers Day, she shared with that with us on our Reforming Culture live broadcast as well. But
Yes.
before then, I'd never heard of it, and I'm just excited. So, how does your body of work reflect Jericho Rose,
Mm.
that particular plant?
Yes, that's a very good question. Jericho Rose is divided into two separate parts. It's a life expression, and then it's a love expression. And what I've done as I was bringing the book together, the poems together, I began to observe the lives of people.
Mm.
I began to look at how, because a lot of times when we look at the lives of people, we don't know what they go through. We don't know what their experience has been. We only see the end result of what they've been through. And so as I began to look at a person's life, I began to write what I could see or discern about their lives. And so Jericho Rose is a combination of those things. The life part is a combination of the people's lives, looking at their lives. And also in the love portion, it's like we're going to, while we live, we're going to love. And
Yes.
so the love portion actually is my thoughts about love in a poetic way.
Well, I'm so excited that you sharing this with us. And those of you out there, tea timers, we're going to enjoy and actually engage in Tanya's readings today. She's going to be doing some reciting. And so we want you to take part in Tea Time Tuesday by grabbing your journal. Get your journal because she's going to be reciting some things from her book and her blog a little bit later. And we're going to journal and just kind of give some reflection as to how this relates to pausing, resilience. As I was looking at what she was going to be reading today, I said, oh, this is so in tune with Tea Time Tuesday. And so grab your journals. We're going to actually start off with an excerpt from her reading her book, Jericho Rose. I'm going to say part A so that she has this broken down in three parts. So the first part is called An Expression of Life, and she's going to be reciting from She Is Resilience and Preparation. And so I'm going to let Tanya read. And as Tanya read, take your journal and just reflect as to what she's reading about and how this is enlightening you and what you're getting from this, how you're receiving this. So we're going to go ahead and let her share those recitations with us. Tanya.
Thank you. Thank you. And I want to start with She Is. And I want to say this poem was inspired by my pastor's wife, Prophetess Mary Pinckney. Um, I observed her life and I began to imagine what her life was. So I
Mhm.
began to write towards this. And it is entitled She Is. She is strong and poised with the ability to balance the world in her hands. She stands alert and fully armed, ready to attack and bring to death anything that's not like God. With one glance of the eye, she understands the situation at hand as she receives invisible wisdom from the mind of God. She travails and prevails in prayer, establishing and tearing down kingdoms. She is the fashioned of God, carefully sculptured to the exact proportions of purpose, passion, and personality. She is she is the needed complement to the man she calls her husband. She is the lively expression of of his quiet meditations. She's the let's go to his I feel like giving up. She is the companion to his loneliness. She is the royal diadem placed on the head of his kingship. She is the fruitful vine in her home, and her children are like plants yielding to the sunlight of her direction, instruction, and discipline. She is a challenge to their procrastination. She is a skillful coach chasing them into the arms of their destiny. She is the mother commanding the fortitude of manhood in her sons, and she is the elect lady teaching her daughter the essence of grace, joy, and intelligence. She is.
This is amazing. I'm listening to the embodiment of who this lady is. And, I don't know about you out there, you tea timers, but her poetry is very vivid. It's as if I could really imagine what this lady is like and what she's thinking, what she's feeling. And, I was listening to some of the words that you were saying, travail, she prevailed. And, she's skillful and these things and how she's feeling and the emotion. Tea timers, can you feel the emotion behind what she's sharing? Please place how you feel in the chat and how this piece of work, how this relates to maybe something that you have observed as she is reading that. And so I'm going to ask you, Tanya, how did you come about writing that piece?
Right. That specific poem was inspired. It was inspired by my pastor's wife, Pastor Mary Pinckney, and she inspired the poem. But actually, this poem is it can relate to all women.
Mm.
It's like every woman is in here. Our mother, our grandmother, our aunt,
Mhm.
every woman that we can come in contact with, they're in this poem.
And I hear, as you were reading that, and I like how you share that, and that's so in line with Women's History Month right now. And I love the remarks that are coming in because Monique was saying, the words paint a picture. I'm going to put this back up. The words paint a picture of this great woman. All of the words that you were sharing shows to me the strength of this woman. Thank you for sharing this, Monique. Tina's coming in with the remark. She's saying she's familiar.
Right.
And I think as Tina is sharing this, I identify that with that woman. This is just so vibrant. I love these statements that comments are coming in. Karen is sharing that that reading was so beautiful and inspiring. Yes, it is so inspiring, and it's so in line with Women's History Month because of so many contributions that women have made that you can actually identify with this woman. Just like Tina said, you can identify with this woman in its entirety, someone even yourself, different
Mhm.
things within yourself. And
Yeah.
so I'll let you elaborate a little bit more on that particular reading.
Right. She is. Um, Again, it was inspired, but this one poem it is all of us. It's
Hmm.
all of us. I like to call it is the dance of womanhood. It is all of us as we live our lives. I remember early on when I first became a Christian, I had loved. I would just study the Proverbs 31, and
Yeah.
it's like I aspired to be this woman, and but in my I did not understand that this was over progress of time. It wasn't you just didn't become this
Mm.
in one season.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
actually many seasons of her life. Um, so again, she is when we think about the poem, she is this woman. Um, she is not she has grown to this. She is becoming this. This is who she is. This over many seasons of her life. So again, it is related to our lives as well.
I
She is
love how you shared that, and I like how you put it in words as we're evolving. This lady's evolving, like the Proverbs 31 woman. You evolve to become
right.
those elements of who she is, right? And I'm
Yes.
thanking you for sharing it. Let's give Tanya some hearts. This is National Poetry Day, World Poetry Day. Let's come on and give her some hearts and some thumbs up out there, and keep those rolling as she's reading. We're going to move to the next one and continue to journal what you're feeling, what you're reflecting on as she's writing. Remember, this is Tea Time Tuesday, and we're building resilience as we stop and reset our minds. So, Tanya, can you go ahead and go to your next one? I love that. This is resilience, isn't it? The one that you're
Ye-
going to be sharing.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. A resilience. This resilience is a tribute to
Okay.
my aunt Lucille, and yes, this is a tribute to her. Again, my these poems are based on what my inspirations and what I saw, what I discern about their lives, and
Mhm.
a lot of times we live life, and but we don't take the time to look at what we have accomplished,
I
and
love that.
right,
Absolutely.
right, and we don't take the time, and so a lot of times we see our aunts and we see our mothers, we see our those women in our lives because they live such a fortified life, they don't take the time to actually look at what they have accomplished. And so my aunt, I've seen her go through many challenges in different seasons of her life. So if I had to summarize her life, who she is, it would be resilient. She's resilience. If resilience had a face, it would be my aunt's face.
Wow.
So this poem is dedicated to her, tribute to my aunt
Okay.
Lucille. It says, if resilience had a face, it would be yours. Every tear shed tells your story. Every laugh bellowed has a narrative. You are the epitome of strength, love, and courage. Your spirit is evergreen, never withering. Your crown radiates like the purest gold, every diamond you have earned. From the tears of grief to the hurtful hands, to the soulful kitchen, to handwritten notes, to his loving lips, to the country dirt, to the perfume you wear, and to the fish
Mhm.
you catch, yours is a life worth living. If resilience had a face, it would be yours. You have conquered what has killed many. Resilience is your name. Love is your face. Victory is your hands are lifted in victory. Resilience. And that
I
was it.
really like that. Let's give her some love on that. That is just amazing. As I was sitting there listening to that, I thought about how that brought, when you talked about resilience, how that even ties into the part of not, encompassing your milestones, because hey, we talked about that here as a renewal practice. Celebrating your milestones, celebrating
Yes.
how you advance, celebrating your achievements. And I loved how you made that depiction of this woman and how she overcame
Yeah. Yes.
your aunt.
Yes.
This is a wonderful tribute to your aunt Lucille. This is the one to Aunt Lucille, right?
Yes, it is.
This
Yes.
is amazing. We have some comments coming in. It's just really a great piece of work. And you can reflect on your own life as you sit and sip your tea. Write in your journals how Tanya's writing on resilience about her Aunt Lucille. How does that apply to you? How
Hmm.
have you overcome? And can you apply some of her writings? This is so vivid. It's like I can see your Aunt Lucille right now. Just by the way that you're writing. Do you agree out there, Tea Timers? Her writing is so vivid. So it's like you could picture it right before your eyes. I love that. And I can tell that you show your love for your Aunt Lucille through your writings. Your poetry is amazing. Would you
Yes.
like
Thank
to share us your next writing and your reading, your recitation?
you. Yes. The next one is preparation. So, preparation is a task in life that many have failed to complete. Because you see, true preparation is long and tedious. Many who've entered the promised land has entered too soon. True preparation is life on the altar, dying daily to the idols of our earthen vessels. In our minds, we are all legends until the truth is revealed. Many times we wrestle with God, deliberating our case, but in the end, we walk away with a limp and a name change because God knows what's best. Preparation.
Mm. We're gonna sit on that one for a minute. Let's just sit on that one and just go to your journals or just sit where you are as you are in a moment of pause. What stuck out to me was she left away, or the person left away with a limp.
Hmm.
How is that significant?
Yeah.
Um, can you share a little bit about that? We have some comments coming in really quick, Tanya, that I'd like to share. It's coming in. A lot of them are coming in here. We have something coming in here from Karen. Thank you, Tanya. You are truly inspiring me to pick up my pen again. I stopped writing due to discouragement.
Oh,
That's amazing. You want to speak to that, Tanya?
yes, Karen, I am so glad that you are being inspired to pick up that pen again. And even when we begin to write, Karen, um, writing holds us accountable. It causes us to be honest. So even when you begin to write again, it's going to begin to displace and remove out that discouragement. Actually, I would encourage you, Karen, to begin to write to that discouragement, because again, when we put our thoughts on paper, it's healing. So I
Mm,
encourage you to be creative and continue to write again. Um, yeah, begin to speak to that discouragement, Karen. Let it work for you. So I
that's
am,
amazing.
yes.
I'm glad you said that because I do agree. Myself as a writer, it's very therapeutic, and those of you that are out there journaling, just the fact that we're journaling, it's just something about that. You're able to really process things more clearly as
Hmm.
you pick up the pen and write.
Right, right.
I love this. Keisha is saying, I love how the writings give such vivid imagery.
Right.
Yes, I say the same thing.
Right. And that's my intention is to, because I want my words to tell a story and I want you to be able to see what it is that I'm saying. So that's why I really focus a lot on imagery, and it comes naturally because I want you to see the words.
Mhm.
I wanted
Is
to.
there a particular poet that inspires you or had inspired you when you first started writing, or you just felt like you just began to write under your own inspiration?
Right, right. I began to it goes back to first and second grade. I just I would get words, I would rhyme words together, and I just began to write. But as I grew older, the person that inspired me is Maya Angelou and Langston Hughes.
Yes.
They're right, and Emily Dickinson.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome writers.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So yes, because their writings are all, you can see their works. You can, with Maya, you can see, what her convictions are, and she tells the truth. So again, when we write, writing is truth telling. We tell our truth when we begin
Wow.
to write. So we can have thoughts, but when we begin to put it on paper, we begin to speak the truth. So
Yes.
yeah, we
Yes,
begin.
I love how you said that. And a lot of the tea timers are commenting. Keisha saying very captivating. Monique is saying writing is freeing. It is. We have some authors on here as well, and they can attest to the fact of how writing just gives us even more exploration. We discover more and more insight as we're writing. And so
Yeah.
I'm thankful that you're sharing this. This is amazing. Yes, keep those hearts coming. This is really great. I'm telling you, Tanya is really enlightening us. And so we're going to move into part two of her recitation. And this is part of her book. Those that are just joining in, Tanya M. Chandler is a poet, a writer, and author of Jericho Rose. And let's see, I want to make sure that I say an expression of life and love. And she's reading some excerpts from that book. And so I'm going to let Tanya go ahead and move into her second phase of her reading, which is called Love Is.
Yes, love is. Now, when I first read this to the group, our group, Keisha, this is dedicated to Keisha. She just really enjoyed this poem, so I wanted to share this with her, to read it in dedication to her as well, because she really loved this one. So that's why I decided to share "Love Is" again.
Okay.
Love is like liquid as it flows from my heart to yours. Love is the mighty rushing wind, uprooting and binding the things that hinders two hearts from being one. Love is like a cool breeze blowing on the hot, parched skin of my dried up emotions. Love is like the key that unlocks my heart. Love is a bright light shining down to my soul, causing all of you to see all of me, the good, the bad, and the just me. Love is an easy conversation. Love is talking for a long time when it seems like a short time. Love is like the comforts of home when we are together. Love is laughter about not so funny jokes. Love is the songs we sing together, fumbling, trying to remember the words. Love is.
Wow. Wow. I want, that piece right there, it to me, it makes me think about embracing newness when I was listening to you read, um, and refilling ourselves with love and that make us, foster growth. And I love what Pam just said, and she was referring to your last piece, but this is even revolves around what you were just sharing about this piece about love. And Pam says, I can appreciate the piece. I can relate. I'm disabled. I want to put my story and the way you express your story reminds. I just I
Right.
love this. Thank you for sharing that, Pam.
Thank
Your
you,
your
Pam.
work is so inspiring. And I know Pam is aspiring to write as well.
Thank you, Pam.
Yes, these are some really great explanations coming in. Karen is saying, thank you so much, Tanya. Your encouragement means the world to me. I will start today. You are inspiring some people to pick that pen up and start writing, whether it's whatever it is that they're writing. And that's really what resilience is about as well, is overcoming. And you use what's inside to relate to others, just like you're doing with this wonderful imagery that you're writing in your poetry. It's just so engaging and encouraging to us. I love this. Thank you, Patrick, behind the scenes, is saying, Pamela Johnson Sims, your story is important to share. Yes, it is.
Yes,
Yes, it is, Pam. And you have to pick that pen up and start telling your story.
yes, Pam.
I got one more coming in. Yes, my cousin Angel here. She's saying also embracing what is refreshing. Love is refreshing, life giving. Yes, this is amazing what everyone is gleaning. I hope you guys are writing these in your journal today, so you'll be able to capture this later when you go back and just ponder on what we're gaining from Tanya today. I want to thank you all so much for your support with your comments. This is really inspiring us all today. We're inspiring one another. Oh, okay. So I know that this is really interesting. The next reading that you're going to talk about, because it's coming from your blog. You want to tell us a little bit about your blog?
Yes, my blog is called Life Notes blog, and we live in a because we live in a very colorful world, and we're at a point in society where we create our own reality, our own truth, but it is always truth that stands. And so while we're living in a colorful world, my writings present truth and wisdom, the black and white of truth and wisdom.
Truth
Black
and
and white, truth and wisdom is always black and white. It's just, there is no gray areas. There is nothing that you create. Truth and wisdom as principles, it always stands. So my blog speaks to that. I speak the black and white of truth in a colorful world. So that's what the Life Notes blog is about, and that is actually on my website. And my website is in the process of being constructed. So whenever it's completed, then I will post that, and everybody can visit my website, which is TanyaChandler.com.
Yes, TanyaChandler.com. And so at the end, she's going to come back and give us even a little bit more information on how to even order her book. But this is a great way to stay in touch with her. Thank you, Dr. Brown. My dad, he says, it only takes us far. Tanya's presentation is motivating. Yes, it
Thank
is.
you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, it is. You're doing such a phenomenal job with sharing. I'm going to have Tanya read two from her blog, and then she has a special recitation for us today, specifically written for Tea Time Tuesday. And so I'm going to go ahead and let Tanya go ahead and begin reading that.
Okay. So as I began to prepare for today, um, I really felt prompted to talk about relationships and how we interact with each other. And so I have two poems and it presents a comparison. You can compare the two. The first one is called Fig Tree Relationships. And let's see, Fig Tree Relationships. And this is from my blog. This is posted on my blog. It says, as the large green leaves of fig tree, let me start over. As the large green leaves of the fig tree glistens in the sun with the promised taste of delicious fruit, so does fig tree relationships and fig tree people. But upon close inspection of the fig tree, the fruit does not exist, just like the false promise of a fig tree person or relationship. In the sunshine of we like the same things, and there's just something about you I like. There's nothing more, no sustainable edible fruit of true friendship. Successful relationships are built on maturing people who are willing to give of themselves. They have a servant's heart with a recurring meditation of these two thoughts: how can I serve you more, and how can I make your life better? Thriving relationships comes with an air of submission that can challenge the identity of most people. Contrary to popular belief, the essence of submission is not to strip away person's identity, but it is to establish a loyal commitment to achieving a mutual purpose and goal. To submit to a common purpose and build a thriving relationship is a fine art and learned behavior at best. You must be able to build and submit at the same time. For many, it is a task that challenges the most gallant of hearts. But when well done, solid relationships are built bearing good fruit that sustain all worthy participants. The question is, are you a barren fig tree person? What is the condition of your relationships? Is it thirsty or thriving?
Wow.
Yes. And in comparison to the fig tree relationships. Um, this one is called For Every Season, and this is, again, this is a tribute to my best friend Tracy. This is on
Okay.
her. I wrote this on her birthday, and I want to share it because it gives a comparison between a fig tree relationship and
Mm,
and a true relationship. And so she and I, we've had our friendship for, we've been friends since I was 10 and she was 11. So this year will be 40 years that she and I have been friends. And so I thought this would be a really good demonstration when you're comparing the two. Friendship
okay.
is an equal exchange. Then it's, again, it's entitled For Every Season. Friendship is an equal exchange of what is needed for each person to thrive and survive. I've been privileged to witness and participate in every season of Tracy's life since she was 11 and I was 10. Opposites compel and attract each other, which strikes a good balance. We are the same in virtue that matters the most, but we are altogether different by ways of thoughts, actions, pres- per- perspectives, and personal cultures. We know each other's before and after stories. Tracy has been my friend for every season of my life. We accepted each other before we understood each other. This is called faith. This is called friendship. People come into our lives at different seasons and for different reasons. But pay a close attention to people or a person who is in your life for every season and for every reason.
Mm.
They are rare. They are treasures. They are God sent. They are there is benefit to being a good friend. Anything that God has ordained will reap blessings.
Oh,
Friendship.
oh, I love that tribute. How about you all out there? That tribute is amazing. I paused and I was reflecting on the different seasons. I love that of life, in your lives with friendship. And this is such a yes, Keisha, such a great depiction of what true friendship really is. And it's so positive. I love the words that you were sharing. And once again, your writings are so vivid. And I'm sure that this is just such an encouragement to those that read it, the importance of really reflecting on relationship and how important that really is to us, and to remember that. Thank
Right.
you for sharing that, Tanya. This
Mhm.
is amazing. Everyone, make sure that you keep in contact with Tanya. Again, she's going to be sharing her contact information so that you can actually find out more about her blog, these wonderful writings, and then also her book, Jericho Rose. You really want to tap into that, such powerful writings, and that builds just so far, be rebuilding our resilience today. And so, Tanya, before we actually close out for the day, I just want to say thank you so much for bringing your vibrancy to us today, to help us pause, to help us stop, to reflect on all these areas in a vivid image, a way of imagination and imagery, because this is amazing.
Thank
Thank you for sharing all the things about poetry and how you got started with it and how you're motivating others through your writings. Before we actually close out for the day, Tanya wrote a special piece for the Renewal Center today on behalf of our day. It's called Soldier, and it's specially written for Tea Time Tuesday. So take this in as she reads, and then we'll come at the end and just share, close out for the day. So Tanya, can you go ahead and share that with us?
Okay. It's called Soldier. I have fought so long until I don't know what to do now that the battle is over. The victory has been won and and rest has come. My mind has been conformed to that of a soldier. All I know is I fight to win, taking no captives. Escorted by brazen faith, the audacity of hope, and relentless love.
Mm.
How do I enjoy the spoils of victories won? In every victory there's a gift. Open the gift and look inside. Hidden in victory is the gift called me. For every soldier there is a season of reprieve. Enjoy lavishly and indulge in the bounty of war. I am soldier undaunted. Soldier.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a refreshing way of viewing a soldier. And I'm telling you, that's what resilience is about. I'm just wow. I think that's all I can say about that one.
Yeah.
That is a great imagery. You all, I'm telling you, y'all give let's give Tanya a hand clap out there, and by giving some hearts and definitely giving her some thumbs up for her wonderful recitation. And on behalf of the Renewal Center, we want to say thank you for especially writing that piece of your work today entitled Soldier for us as we reflect on Tea Time Tuesday, especially about building resilience, pausing, reset. All of these things that Tanya has read today has been very enlightening, especially commemorating National Women's History Month and World Poetry Day. So we definitely want to say thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing with us. And before, right quick, I'm going to flash Tanya's information once again on the screen. I want to let you see her book. Jericho Rose is right there. I'm telling you, learning about the Jericho Rose, and Jericho Rose, an expression of life and love. And Tanya, how can they get in contact with getting a copy of that? Can you go ahead and share that with us?
Yes, I will. So if you would like to purchase a copy of Jericho Rose, you can email me at tmchandler2017@gmail.com. And whenever you email me, I will send you a signed copy. The cost is $15. And again, so you can just email me and let me know how many copies you would like. The cost is $15 per book. And again, my email is tmchandler2017@gmail.com, and you will receive a signed copy.
Okay. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And you guys, if you look back through the chat, our executive director, Patrick Brown, he has already put her information, the other information as to how to get in contact with her as well there. You can find that in the chat. And so before we go, I want to share a few announcements with everyone. Going back to just to let everyone know that if you would like to support the Renewal Center, there's different ways that you can donate, and support what we're doing here, especially all of the initiatives. And as we continue to move forward with Revealing Christ, renewing minds, restoring lives, and reforming culture, just like this, you can give in all these different ways. And those different ways of giving also has been placed inside of the chat. So please feel free to connect with us here at the Renewal Center. We're so excited that you would love to join in with us with the different initiatives and the different things that we're doing. And so also I wanted to also give everyone a little heads up about what's coming up with our upcoming event, which is going to be the third prophetic gathering. And I want to go ahead and show that video so you guys can share this with others and let them know we want you to register and be a part of that. So I'm going to go ahead and share that so everyone will be able to take part in this. So hold on just a moment while I share that. Ladies and gentlemen, join the Renewal Center for the 2022 Third Carolina Virtual Prophetic Gathering, The Contextual Leader, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, April 1st to the 3rd. Beginning Friday evening, Saturday, and convening on Sunday with the New You live digital discipleship broadcast, Powerful Kingdom Message. This will be a great time of preaching, teaching, and sessions along with ministry worship leaders with powerful ministry gifts that will challenge and sharpen us to move forward in our assignments. 1 Chronicles 12:32 says, there were 200 leaders from Issachar. They knew what Israel should do, and they knew their right time to do it. Join us for the Prophetic and Apostolic Roundtable, which will be held on Saturday, April 2nd from 2:30 to 4 p.m., facilitated with gathering convener, Apostle Patrick J. Brown. We are looking forward to an insightful discussion with some great servant leaders. This is a timely, very timely message, so don't miss this opportunity for kingdom growth and expansion. A decade of declaration and demonstration. See you there. So we definitely want to invite you all to visit us on Eventbrite and get your registration done for the prophetic gathering. We're really excited about that. And so We just want to say thanks again, Tanya, for being with us today, sharing your vivid poetry, your wonderful written works with us here at the Renewal Center. We hope everyone has enjoyed this, and we want you to enjoy the rest of the remainder of your day. What a beautiful day it is outside. And so, without further delay, Tanya, is there anything you would like to leave with us before we close out?
I really enjoyed this time. I really enjoyed this. It's been refreshing to me to share. So
Yes.
yeah, I thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. I would like to say thank you to the Renewal team. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
Yes, and we have a lot of different readings, different remarks coming in. Our other director, Hope T. Milton, saying, "Thank you, Chandler Chandler. Very insightful and uplifting readings today." We have a lot of different great remarks, and that's to register for the Eventbrite also. But Keisha is also coming to say, "Thank you, Tanya. Very beautiful writings." We have some great remarks coming in. Excellent words and work. We got some kudos and some hand claps coming in. Okay. Well, we definitely want to say thanks to everyone. Thanks to all of our tea timers. Thank you all for sharing this broadcast with others. And as we always say here at the Renewal Center, I am
And
Renewal.
Renewal.
Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.